Welcome to our webinar, AI-Driven Asset Intelligence for Reliability. Today, we are highlighting the revolutionary new app-enabled thermography camera called the Flir iXX series and showcasing Styra Pro, a great new app providing AI-driven thermal intelligence for reliability. I'm Rob Milner, Director of Global Business Development for Flir Systems, and today with me are Pritham D'Souza, Wilson Lobo, and Srivatsa Rao of Prasanna Technologies, the developers of Styra Pro. Let's take a moment to talk about the new iXX series thermal camera platform. The iXX platform is fundamentally a cross between a thermal camera and a smartphone. We have our own operating system and app ecosystem to make these apps available to you. The apps on the iXX are made both by Flir and by partner developers or even customers. Apps on a thermal camera help solve so many problems, but most importantly, they help technicians' jobs to become easier, safer, and less stressful. Irma is a Flir app that acts as an AI assistant to the thermographer in the field, answering any thermography-related question they may have during their inspection. And Teams enables a thermographer to reach out to a mentor during an inspection, share their screen, and speak with their mentor to get real-time feedback on what they are seeing from an expert. Both apps are key to helping inexperienced users. As a result, ACE apps reduce guessing, rework, and risk for the person holding the camera. Beyond the technician, using apps support maintenance leaders to achieve their business goals and program KPIs, helping them do more with less by simplifying work instruction, supporting inexperienced users, and solving documentation, communication, and decision pains. Today, I'm delighted to introduce Styra Pro by Prasanna Technologies, a great app that helps at the technician, the reliability leadership, and the financial levels of a corporation by bringing AI-driven thermal intelligence to reliability. And with that, I'm going, one more thing. To find out more about the iXX camera or to become an ACE developer yourself, visit the link shown on the screen. With that, I'll turn the presentation over to Wilson Lobo of Prasanna Technologies. Wilson, take it away.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for that introduction. And hello, everyone. I'm Wilson Lobo, Head of Business Development at Styra. And today I'll be talking about the challenges faced by utilities in asset management and condition monitoring and how Styra helps address them through AI-driven asset intelligence. Okay, so we have been working with utilities for over 20 plus years now, and with our experience, we understand that utilities have invested significantly in condition monitoring technologies over the years. Thermal inspections, partial discharge monitoring, visual inspections, and field surveys, they all generate a tremendous amount of valuable information. The challenge today is not the availability of data. The challenge is understanding what that data means and how to act on it. Every inspection identifies findings, and every finding competes for attention. Yet, maintenance budgets or manpower and resources, they all remain very limited. So question utilities are asking is no longer what defects do we have, since they have the list of defects readily available through various technologies that we spoke about. So the real question is, which assets represent the highest risk and where should we invest our resources first? So this is exactly the challenge Styra addresses. So Rob, can we move on to the next slide, please? Yeah. So today, utilities are managing increasingly complex asset networks. So in this complex asset networks, the infrastructure is huge and infrastructure is aging. Inspection volumes are growing, workforce availability is becoming a major challenge. So at the same time, all these big organizations or utilities are under constant pressure to improve reliability while optimizing costs. Many organizations have inspection data spread across, I can say, reports or spreadsheets, emails, and multiple other systems like this. So this result is clearly a visibility gap. So management teams often struggle to answer simple questions such as, what is the overall health of our asset portfolio? when let's take an example of substations, electrical substation. It's a very, I mean, I can say a huge asset. There are so many transformers and so many other components in that. So, which asset needs immediate attention is to answer that question. It's very difficult unless and until you have right tools like Styra, I can say. So, where should maintenance budgets be allocated? So, they have no clue since the asset portfolio is so huge and spread across a huge geographical location. And the issue is not finding defects. The issue is ensuring the right defect gets fixed at the right time. And this is exactly what Styra does today, along with a collaboration with Flir. And to talk more on this, we have our COO, Mr. Srivatsa Rao. And over to you, Srivatsa.
Thank you, Wilson. Thanks, Rob, for the quick introduction and details about condition monitoring, the details about Styra. Rob, do you think it would be a good idea to have a quick poll here now that the problem statement is presented? We also have had the introduction of iXX series. Can we have a quick poll from the audience to understand where and what are the core focus area, the problems, what they're facing in their day-to-day operations?
Fantastic. Yeah, let's do a quick poll. For everyone, please, what is your biggest challenge in managing asset reliability today? If you could take a moment to answer the question in the polling section, that would be great. We'll leave this open for a minute. And the poll's ended. So looks like the single largest response was too much data, not enough insights. Well, that's a very good information, and I'm sure the Styra team will address that.
Perfect.
Back to you.
That sets up the right tone for where we are going right now on the next slide. So we have multiple data sources. That's coming out very obviously. For example, if we look into a typical asset life cycle, we had too much disconnected inspection data. There is no centralized visibility. And we are also tracking manual defects. We are reactive in our maintenances, and the management has minimal insights. So as an example, how Styra creates asset intelligence. That's the architecture where Styra comes in, where we help connect all disconnected data sources like thermography, any other test measuring equipments what you use, like partial discharge. You'll be doing visual inspection on the assets. You'll have asset master data. All of these contribute to a lot of context. The GIS information adds context of the location, the topology, the hierarchy. The maintenance history adds value to what has it been its past, what's its trend, based on the present test, what are the analytical things what it can show. In center of it is Styra's AI-driven correlation platform. This is the intelligence layer. Instead of treating the data just independently, Styra combines it into an operational context, and it gives a unified view of an asset condition. The system understands the minor issue on a critical transformer, for example, is more urgent than a major issue on a backup asset. We come out with health index that gives you a comprehensive score representing the overall condition. Risk index, probably one of the most important aspect of correlation of multiple data sources, is about the probability of failure, collating all the information from different instances which have happened, and that's actually what drives the maintenance priority, what Wilson was talking about. Now we have a maintenance priority. What are the correction actions? Now, once this has been identified, Styra also gives you an opportunity as well as a platform to track the rectification done. And then overall, it tracks the exact health of the system post and pre and post the inspection. Overall, it gives you a reliability improvement where your proactive actions lead to better reliability at lower risk. Overall, Styra transforms inspection data into actionable asset intelligence. We'll look into the next slide where we show how this actually visualizes. Next slide, please. Previous. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the AI-based risk prioritization where we give health index, risk index, priority classification. The classification will be on critical mode, high mode where it is planned maintenance, medium mode where you just have to monitor, and the control aspects of all of these will be put in place. So from here we move from a defect management to a risk-based maintenance. How this platform is being working, how what's the thought behind it, what is the integration of the Android system, what has been in iXX, how this platform has been designed. I now hand over to Preetham, who's been the architect of this, and from then he will explain you in detail. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Srivatsa, for detailing us, what it does. Now, let me explain how it works. So, we have a Flir iXX series here. So, we have Styra, loaded on this particular device. So, that's where the field teams start capturing the data on this device. Not only thermography images using Flir's acoustic camera, the partial discharge has been captured, the inspection data has been captured, the visual inspection has been captured, test results are being captured using this application, which works offline. So when the user, the field guy comes into the network, it syncs into the server. So that's where the data is available at the server for QC purpose. So once the data is available for QC in a web portal, there's a QC team who verifies the data, authenticates the data. Once that information gets into the Styra's cloud, it is not simply a report then. So now it correlates with the maintenance history, it correlates with the asset criticality, it correlates with the historic failure of the particular asset. And the outcome is there is a priority been set for the maintenance team. So based on the health and the risk index which is generated by Styra, maintenance team receives the prioritized work items. That's where the maintenance team comes into picture. Once the maintenance tasks are been executed by the field maintenance team by taking corrective actions, the data is available for the regional managers. Now, regional managers will be able to have an idea of what is happening in his region. What are the assets which are defective in his region? What is the priority which has to be set for an asset in that region? So, identifying risk strains and the hotspots. This is what the regional manager will be able to do in their login. So next comes the at the organization level, the top executive officers will be able to have an idea what exactly is happening with respect to the assets in the entire organization. When it comes to transmission utility or the distribution utility, all the assets which are around the areas where this particular utility operates, they would be knowing which asset is problematic, where does the investment has to flow. This is how the utility will be able to take and make decisions based on the single source of truth, which is a combination of ERP data, which takes the data from different sources like GIS information. This way, all the information is taken into consideration and the insights are made available. Can we go to the next slide? Here now let's talk about the outcomes. So based on the health and the risk index, what is generated by Styra, we are able to move from reactive maintenance to preventive maintenance, then predictive maintenance, where thermography analysis, partial discharge analysis is been considered, and then the risk and the health index is generated, based on which the reliability centric operations. So we are able to move from, this is the ultimate goal, we are able to move from reactive, preventive, predictive, and to reliability centric operations, where we are able to, no, this is where Styra operates based on the health and the risk index. So Styra basically detects the assets in the network, in the entire utility network. It prioritizes the problematic assets, and then it allows the field users to act on it, fix the issue which is identified. This way, we are able to take better decisions and strong reliability. So let's experience Styra and the advantage it has. We can connect sometime for a demo. I think Wilson, for you to take over.
Yeah, thanks, Pritham, for explaining this, the workability of Styra and Flir together, and how the data moves from field to QC and then to give actionable insights. So, Rob, could we please play the short video of how Styra operates on field and how the data flows?
Condition monitoring is only valuable when inspection data can be transformed into actionable decisions. With Styra, field teams can perform inspections directly using Flir thermal and acoustic cameras, while capturing complete asset information at the point of inspection. As assets are surveyed, equipment details, thermographic images, inspection observations, and geolocation information are automatically associated with the asset record. The information is securely synchronized to the Styra platform in real time, creating a digital asset repository that combines condition data with asset intelligence. Quality assurance and engineering teams can then review and validate inspection findings through the Styra web application, ensuring consistency, accuracy, and compliance across the organization. Once validated, Styra's AI-driven analytics engine transforms inspection data into meaningful insights. Asset health indexes, risk indexes, condition trends, and reliability indicators are automatically generated, providing visibility across individual assets, substations, regions, and the entire asset portfolio. Interactive dashboards and reports enable management teams to identify critical risks, prioritize maintenance activities, allocate resources more effectively, and make informed investment decisions. By connecting field inspections with enterprise-level intelligence, Styra helps organizations move beyond reactive maintenance and embrace a more predictive and proactive approach to asset reliability. The result is improved visibility, better decision-making, optimized maintenance programs, and enhanced operational reliability across the asset lifecycle.
Yes, so we just saw how the data is captured in the field and how it is moved to the web interface of Styra, wherein the AI layer comes into picture, and how this data is changed into valuable insights to take proper decisions and to allocate the resources at the right place, and how various dashboards are available based on the roles and responsibilities. So organizations that successfully implement such asset intelligence that Styra has typically experience improvements in operational efficiency and maintenance prioritization and reliability performance. So to say the exact outcomes will vary by organizations, but the common theme is very clear. Better visibility leads to better prioritization, and better prioritization leads to better decisions, and better decisions leads to better reliability. So if you would like to know more about how Styra can support your reliability initiatives, or if you would like to see a detailed product demonstration, we would be happy to do so. We'd be happy to assist you. So you could reach out to us at, we have our email ID displayed there, inquiries at styraflow.ai, and also our numbers will be displayed in the next screen, wherein you can directly reach out to us for any further assistance. So Flir helps organizations detect issues before failure. Styra helps organizations prioritize and act on those issues. So together, Styra and Flir, we enable utilities to transform condition monitoring data into actionable decisions and measurables reliability outcomes. So thank you. Thanks, Rob. You can continue.
Thanks very much, Wilson, and the rest of the Styra Pro team. And with that, we'll open the floor to questions and answers. Maybe we can do a quick poll while we're waiting for people to formulate their thoughts and put in their questions into the question pane. So yeah, let's go to our second poll. So within your organization, what happens to the inspection findings after they're completed? Do you put them into PDFs? Do they get entered into your CMMS or enterprise asset management software? Do you just track them manually? Or do you have some kind of dedicated program? Or, hopefully not, but maybe you don't even have a formal process. So love to hear back from the users on the webinar. And also, don't forget, if you do have a question, please enter it in the question pane, which you will find in the upper right-hand corner of your GoToWebinar interface. All right. And the poll has been ended. Looks like the vast majority of people are still putting inspection findings into spreadsheets and PDFs. Yeah, that was the standard operating procedure for a long time now. There's no more need for that. I think the days of creating a report hopefully are over very soon with things like dashboards. You can get much more insightful data immediately when you need it, where you need it, without having to read through a report. Spreadsheets to get your criticality or your data is, again, yeah, a little bit, we're beyond that. We can do better than that these days. So with apps like Styra Pro and their web interface, we can get that data into the decision makers' hands, and automated systems generate automatic work orders, etc. So yeah, lots of potential capabilities for improvement. Well, it looks like there are no questions in our question pane. So with that, we will end the webinar, and thank you very much for everyone who attended. We will send out a link to a recording of the webinar for all attendees and for those who registered but were not able to attend. So again, thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you for joining. Thank you.
Thank you.